America was founded on a really simple idea, actually. Human beings are born with natural rights, natural liberties, and they form a government. And the purpose of that government is to protect those rights, protect those liberties. And then what free people make of their lives, the way they live, what they enjoy, that's sort of up to them. If they want to be productive and innovative, inventive, that's up to them. The purpose of government is not there to give them things because government really doesn't have anything to give. It's just supposed to make sure they're safe in their freedom so that they can be productive and prosperous. If they need help, then they should ask each other for help. That's why you want citizens who are virtuous, to use an old-fashioned word, who are responsible, who are caring, who are productive. That was kind of the model. And for generations after the American founding, citizens were striving to live up to that idea. That was the goal. And then about a century after the American founding, that period, well, really just after the Civil War, a new movement emerged, a new way of thinking that said, all that's wrong. The basic ideas of the founding were wrong. The form of government, how to think about government, all that needed to be replaced. And we need something new. Woodrow Wilson called it the new freedom. Franklin Roosevelt said we need a new deal, not the old deal of the founding, but a new deal. The influential journalist and writer during the Progressive era, Herbert Croly, he founded a magazine titled The New Republic. The whole idea, it's right there in the title. We need a new, bureaucratic, progressive kind of republic that will replace the old constitutional republic of the founding. This theme goes all the way through the modern era. Remember, just before Barack Obama was elected president in 2008, he was calling for a fundamental transformation of the United States. Well, they were successful. All those reformers, transformers, everyone who wanted to make America into something different, that you succeeded. Congratulations. America has become something very different, certainly unrecognizable from the ideas and the principles discussed by the founding generation of Americans. And modern citizens live very different kinds of lives. They have different kinds of habits. They often make fun of the old-fashioned virtues, being responsible, being productive, being self-reliant, taking care of each other, having a moral purpose in life. Those kinds of ideas that were important for older generations of Americans have now become objects of ridicule and scorn and mocking. There's a whole new way of looking at government. Government doesn't exist to protect natural rights. No one even talks about natural rights. Now, the purpose of government is to give us stuff. And the question is, well, what should it give you? And how much should it give you? And the answer is that kind of all depends. How much have you suffered? In what ways have you been victimized? So now we have a politics where citizens are divided into groups of victims, and government decides what it's going to give different groups based on different kinds of claims of victimhood. And along with this, we have seen a degradation of our culture, of the cultural fiber, the moral fiber in the United States. We see all kinds of pathologies, social pathologies on the rise. Everything from depression to addiction to neglect and suicide. These things are going up. They're not going down. They're going the wrong way. Terrible, terrible things like random mass public murders, where these nihilistic lunatics go out and just try to butcher and slaughter as many strangers as they can before they're taken down. These are things that used to be incredibly rare in the United States, and in modern progressive America, they're increasingly frequent. So for those of you who have been working hard over many decades, really over a century, to transform the United States, to turn it into something it was never meant to be from the founding, you've been successful. You have shaped our government, you've shaped our laws, you've shaped public policy, you've shaped culture. What we have today in the United States is largely the result of your work. And it's not all pretty. In fact, a lot of it is quite ugly, and it appears to be getting worse. I think it's time that you own up and take responsibility for what you've done.